Cannoli Show starring your boy Cupcake along with my partner, Mr. Joey Cannoli. How are we doing on this fine, lovely night?
Doing great, doing great. Just can't wait for this race to start. Just finished the last one, if anybody caught it. What a race. And guess who came in first?
Yeah, it'd be me.
Truly, Cupcake right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's intense, though. I will say that. It
didn't come easy, I could tell you that.
Oh, no. No, a lot of patience. I mean, it took a lot of patience.
Yeah, this is 24 laps.
Yep, 24 long laps, too, especially on this kind of track. I mean, it's technical.
Oh, it's a lot of work. I mean, there's no relaxing long straightaways. You gotta just keep fighting that road.
Yeah, and right now I'm on board with J-Rod, and he's going through that lovely chicane. And, you know, we talk about patience. That is one area you must be patient on.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, at the beginning you try the track out and you're a little rough and hopefully you kind of swing into a rhythm and stuff. But one little nudge and you're off that rhythm. And every single turn after that is a fight. Yeah,
absolutely. And so let's take a look at our driver lineup, shall we? So right now we've got Mr. Kit Kat himself, Presidio, along with Mr. America himself, Patriotic. Third place being J-Rod. Fourth place is Fam's Apex. Fifth place is Igor. Seventh place is Venom. And I'm trying to figure out who the sixth place driver is.
I don't recognize. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
It does? Like a V Francisco?
Something, yeah. But there's some letters in front of it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Man, I only passed the first grade, so I don't really know exactly what those letters are. I think that's a Q, U, and a T.
Yeah, we would have to call some experts in for that. I don't know.
I don't either. This dude's driving like a rookie right now. He's he kind of reminds me of the points leader for the West Division.
Yeah, I think so. That was Vasco Francisco with 285 points, way up at the top.
It was, but
this can't be him.
This can't. I mean, this dude is driving Miss Daisy at the moment. He's going a lovely 63 miles an hour.
Does he realize it's a racetrack? I'm not sure he does. Maybe he took the wrong turn somewhere.
He probably did. Like, sir, you know, if you're lost, I'm pretty sure you got a life alert or something on you. Just press it and
someone will come by.
Yep. I mean, he's halfway across the pit line, just cruising along with no care in the world. Yeah. And he hit the wall.
He just pulled into the what he thinks McDonald's drive-through. Yeah, his tires.
He's probably getting his senior-sized hot coffee. Oh my gosh!
You know, Vasco almost didn't make it.
No, he did not. In all seriousness, this is V Francisco. We should say that for confidentiality reasons. That we are not allowed to say on this stream. This is dang it, it's Tabasco. Okay, it's Tabasco.
Yeah.
Happened to change his name. He joined the cult. He drank the Kool-Aid with us. He is RWB now.
That's right.
Yep, but I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. Because I heard reports that he might have spilled some maple syrup on his PlayStation. And
it looks like his steering is sticking or something because he's trying to push that gas and that steering is taking him into the sand every time. So maybe there's some truth to that rumor. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, let's take a look at the cockpit view, folks. If we do see maple syrup dripping on the steering wheel, we will know why he's driving this way. So, yeah, I don't see any. but in Canadian miles per hour, he's going about 140.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's probably smarter than the average bear. He's throwing all that, like going on first gear. He's gonna blow up the car or waste some gas so he can get a fast lap in.
Yeah, but I think I figured out his situation. Okay, maybe I don't. All right, this is providing some good content. Like forget the other 6 drivers. Let's just focus on this dude here.
Oh, this is fun to watch. Absolutely.
But actually, I know what he's doing though. In all seriousness, and this is genius. He is letting his fuel run down with fresh tires, so
Yep.
he is gonna hit. He's gonna try and go after the purple lap at the very last second.
Yep. And he's already half a tank down, and his tires haven't been touched because he's doing 40 miles an hour. So.
Yeah. But let's get that out of the way. So right now we've got Kit Kat putting in a blistering 138.69, followed by J-Rod putting in a very respectful 139.76. Third place we've got Vasco's teammate Rattlesnake at 140. Mr. America himself, he's also at a 140.965, about a half a second behind Venom. Igor is at a 142. Apex, 142. Driving Miss Daisy, who's now driving like a maniac. Best is a 211. A 211.
And even money here, I'm going to put down that this next lap that his is going to be a lot better than a 211.
Yeah,
he's starting to settle in here.
He is. I mean, looking at it right now.
That maple syrup finally kind of made its way through the gears, I think.
Yeah.
And here we go. Let's see.
Yep. Let's take a look here. We'll keep the camera on him here during this lap, because I'm really curious as to what he's gonna do.
Now Presidio has a 138.6, and he's in second place, behind Vasco in points. Let's see if he can take that first place.
Yep. And Presidio just ran on 138.2, so yeah, Francisco's got some work to do here. So where do you think the key areas are going to be on this track during the race?
I'll tell you, that last turn really demands a lot of attention. So, you're going through, and you have to straighten out and go, straight ahead and long. It's about the only straightaway we have on this track. So that you really need to keep an eye on. There's not many chances of passing on some of these. There's a lot of dangerous places to pass, but not as many as you would like.
Right.
And this turn that he's taking right now is very tricky.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, looking at the way that he drives it too, I mean, that is a prime spot to spin out in. But let's see where his lap is. 136, 137, 138. Ooh.
Oh, 138, 417.
Oh, man. Alright, so let me, I'm gonna post on there, say last lap per, maple syrup. Let's take a look here. Last lap per. Uh-oh. And our unofficial teammate here, asking if it's the live stream up. Why, of course, good sir, it's up.
They should have that channel, kind of put into their favorites, and they just click. They shouldn't be asking. They should be right there.
Yeah, you hit that little subscribe button. There's this tiny little bell that you press on it, and it will alert you if someone's live.
Yep.
But I can't say that because I always message our group, is it live yet? I'm pretty sure Presidio is going to reach through his phone and just smack me across the face one of these days. I thought he was going to do that with the whole Discord situation.
We're hard to control.
We are. I thought we were going to get fired last week, but they ended up promoting us. How does that work?
And we're back. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still watching Vasco go around. I think he's just trying to loosen up a little. Everybody else is kind of parked on the side, waiting.
Yeah,
flag.
Yep, I'm just gonna let them know 3 minutes to start quali is done.
Yeah, we're giving them a little bit break.
Yeah, they were demanding breaks, and they were like picketing outside of the offices and stuff. It was not a pretty sight, folks.
And some of them are aging. They have bad bladders, and they really require that.
Yeah. You just gotta hook them up. You gotta let
our drivers.
Yes, you gotta let things flow. Like a river. Flowing like when nature calls. It releases a lot of rain. And these are terrible puns.
Very, very, and obviously we're just kind of waiting now. I'm looking at Presidio just doing donuts with a multi-million-dollar car.
Yeah, he's just having the time of his life at the moment. Little does he know, though, that's going to give him a 20-second penalty for the championship race.
That's right. That's right. We just voted on that.
We did. I think it was between you and me.
Me and you, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then we also have the... And then we got, looks like Team Red Bull is kissing in a corner somewhere. I mean, they're just having the time of their lives. There's like a little picnic table in front. Oh, look. Igor's gonna make the move.
Yeah,
is he gonna do it? If he's listening to this chat right now, I will give you $5 if you... God, this is gonna sound bad. If you go inside.
You can stop right there. I mean, I don't need the $5 that badly.
Yeah, that's pretty much his mindset.
I think I'm good.
Here, we got just a little bit more time here, so I'm gonna put that on as well as that. If we could play music right now, I would probably be playing Careless Whisperer.
Hey, maybe we can dub that in.
We could.
Oh,
and then
City will try to break it up.
Yep, he is the wedding crasher. And his rear tires are shot, but that's too bad. We're gonna start.
He's the cop that comes and knocks on your window.
Yeah.
Because you're parked that night.
And
he's trying to break him up.
No, actually,
like
they're
dad.
kissing.
He's the dad.
Dude, they're kissing his butt at the moment. That's what he's doing. He's like bowed down to the top manufacturer besides Alfa Romeo. Okay. Ooh. I'm about to just... I'm gonna straight up delay this race just to watch this show. I'm seriously about to. This is... Oh, nope, never mind.
J-Rod gave up.
Yeah, J-Rod's like, way to go, Dad.
He's fighting back. I hope you're happy.
Oh my
Dad.
gosh. Alright, we're gonna start.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you should. They
Alright,
have
yeah.
very short attention spans. Either they focus 100% on driving and shifting and taking those turns, or they just go off the rails.
Yeah, that... Oh my gosh. Wait, who just... Did somebody enter the room, or did somebody leave?
No, I think we're good.
Oh, okay. So right now we got Presidio first, Francisco second, Patriotic third, J-Rod fourth, Venom fifth, Igor sixth, Apex seventh. And this is gonna get good.
It's going to be an exciting race. I can't wait. Let's see
Yep.
how they take off here.
Alright, so clean race here. Francisco out in front, followed by Presidio, Patriotic, J-Rod. J-Rod's gonna try and go on the inside, but nah, he's not gonna risk it there. Venom goes on the outside though, manages a pretty clean pass there, past J-Rod. And right now, Presidio in first place. Not for long though. Francisco goes on the inside. And, oh, passes him. Good move, good move.
Very clean, and everybody's in a single file. There's a little bit of touching on the turns there, but nothing critical.
No, oh, Francisco about loses it. But
And we know his strategy from past races. He wants to get up front and get away from the mayhem in the back, and that's what he's hoping for. But Presidio's right there. He's not going to let that happen as far as he can help it. He knows his strategy.
Yeah, and speaking of Ferrari, we got Venom here kicking it in third, but he's got two very hungry drivers there wanting that position, craving it.
And they're all driving really smooth.
Yeah, and now we're going three wide here at the moment.
Yeah, look at that. And they all keep in their lanes, though. Different than some other races that we've seen before. And I think, from driving races together, they're all starting to understand and know each other a little bit better. So they're starting to settle in, knowing when people brake and turn. And look at J-Rod in the inside.
Yeah, the inside, but oh! Venom gets spun by Patriotic and gets T-boned by Igor. Not a good start to the race there, bud.
Yeah, what's good about this is that there's 24 laps. So, you make a mistake in the early part of the race, you can recover. You make a mistake at the very end, it's going to be much tougher. So right now we're all we're all even,
Igor. Yeah,
Apex is out in the grass too.
Yeah, I just got live footage of that, man. Igor gave Apex a little bit of a love tap there, but gives the spot back, which is great.
Yeah, and J-Rod moved up to third, and he had that inside move, and doing the same thing as Vasco and Presidio were trying to do, is just move ahead and see if they can leave everybody else behind.
Yep. And I know exactly who joined the room there, none other than a folk named Jim. Which, he has no affiliation with RWB, but you know what? He's interested, he wants to see the race, so...
The more the merrier.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Come on up, grab a seat, grab a beer. Let's just watch some racing. Let's see here, Francisco running a very clean 1 minute 40 seconds. And Presidio is gonna try and go on the inside. Nope.
In some of these turns, if you miss the inside, you can just slow down and take the outside and swing in. And that's what I think Presidio was trying to do.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And it looks like Presidio is going to try and pass Francisco. Nope, he's going to remain behind him. You know, that's where, like I said, patience is key.
And it looks like he is affecting Vasco, and he was able to pass because Vasco kind of went sideways a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yep, went a little bit sideways, but, you know, he's still in second place. I think he's got J-Rod right behind him, though. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, maybe about a 1.3 second lead over J-Rod, but you know J-Rod just as well as I do. This dude will attack.
Yeah, and he's a smart driver as well. There's no problem with him following them until he gets an opportunity there.
Yeah, he is very methodical.
And Venom was able to go on the outside of Igor and take fourth place.
Yeah, and speaking of J-Rod, he had cut that lead down to where he just now passed Francisco for second place.
He did, and I think maybe Francisco, that that problem that he had is probably still there. I mean, it's showing up here in his driving because he's dropping positions here, which is very unlike him. That maple syrup might still be in there.
It might, or that, or, you know, he got some dip on his tuxedo. Oh no, what happened?
Wow, that was a total spin out. He's knocked all the way down to the end.
He got lost in the sauce. Man. But, you know, the good thing is, he's got his teammate right behind him, so could they eventually work together and attack Presidio?
Well, Venom just gave him a little push. He was going sideways, and he pushed him up a little bit, straightened him out. But I tell you, Francisco is not driving the way he usually drives. It's almost like that car is just not behaving itself.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's looking like right now. I'm on board with him at the moment, and he is very twitchy. I mean, he missed his brake point there. I am not sure what's going on.
Yeah, something definitely is off. It's not our usual Vasco. Let's see how he does going forward. Hopefully he settles. And there goes Venom, cuts right in. Beautiful pass.
Yeah, wonderful. What is going on? I mean, he's using his overtake now. He's going to try and get past Igor. Manages to cut through two people, almost spins out.
Wow, this is very interesting to watch. You know, it's almost like some things are becoming undone. You know, especially with Vasco. Let's see if he can pull it together. You know, a lot of times when you get off your rhythm, it's really hard to get back and start swinging the way you did before. And I think he's starting to find it now.
Yeah, I think eventually he's gonna find it, but.
Wow.
Oh, wow, gosh,
that
contact.
Was a traffic jam right there.
That was a traffic jam and a half, and I think we had that same scenario happen to us in the East race.
Yeah, and those are the places that that'll happen. Now, Presidio Dog took a wide turn.
Yeah, I seen that, and J-Rod passes him for the lead. A Red Bull is leading the race.
Unbelievable. And then Presidio now in second place, but he's got a comfortable 8.5 second lead because of all that bumping and grinding that we saw before in the other turns.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be sitting pretty there for a while. So while they're just duking it out, let's take a look at this pack. I mean, we got Igor in third, but, you know, he's got the current points leader, his teammate, or the point leader's teammate, and
Igor
Gosh.
still pulls it off. Unbelievable. Nice turns there. Everybody was jumping at the bit to get in front of him, but he wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
Nice driving.
Beautiful driving. But he is, oh boy, talk about defending. He is in one heck of a predicament. I mean, he's got 4 drivers behind him, and I have a feeling it's going to get dicey later in the race.
Yeah. So far, I'll tell you, he is driving calmly, right? Usually you see when a driver's under pressure, they start being a little bit more erratic. He is still very calm and just driving his race the way he wants to. So far, he's been able to hold off on Francisco, but I don't know how long that's going to last.
I don't either. This is interesting, folks. I mean, he's got Francisco hot on his heels.
And just checking, up front, J-Rod is still up front, about a 1 second lead. Presidio's behind him, and then you have a long stretch, 10 second to third place.
Yeah, and Francisco, he's wiping out at the moment. He dropped back to 5th.
Him and his teammate were just duking it out a little bit. And Patriotic is right behind Igor now, giving him some pressure. But Igor is still doing really well. He's driving really smoothly.
Yeah, he is, and he is
just a little wide.
You can tell he's been practicing. A little bit of contact there between Francisco and Patriotic, but no wrecks.
And that's helping Igor actually going up, and it's amazing that he's not being affected by what he's seeing in the rearview mirror. Maybe he just flipped that mirror off and it's just driving because he knows that there's a lot going on back there. But it doesn't show that he's being affected by it, which is great.
Yeah. Right now we got a battle for 4th place between Patriotic and Venom. Venom gonna try and take the inside, but does not manage to get past Patriotic. Francisco, meanwhile, is just dying to get past everyone. But Venom, with that clean move to pass Patriotic for 4th place, not Patriotic, Venom is now going to go after Igor. You know what, I got a theory. And I think they're taking turns trying to challenge Igor. You know, have you ever seen those movies or those shows where you got like a group of kids trying to pick on the little dude? I think this is what's happening.
That's what's happening, I think. Maybe you're right. I mean, it does feel that way. But, you know what's great is Igor is just driving. You know, it doesn't look like he's aware or he's such a cool driver that it doesn't bother him, and he's just driving the way he wants to drive, and nobody in effect can pass him right now. He's defending very well.
Yeah, I mean, he is doing a wonderful job. And while we were talking about that battle, I managed to sneak on over to the pit lane where Francisco made a full stop. So I wonder what his method of madness is going to be.
Yeah, he didn't quite get a full tank. He got new tires, and maybe something went wrong with his tires or suspension. Something was up there where he was driving a little erratically. Let's see if his crew was able to fix whatever was wrong with him.
Yeah, but you know, let's take a minute and let's take a look at the front too. You know, we've got Presidio running in 2nd. Looks like he's doing pretty good there. His times are very consistent. But the man in the hour has got to be J-Rod. He is doing a wonderful job conserving his tires. He's got a little less fuel, which it's not going to hurt him too bad. But the way that he's driving now, if he continues that, I'm going to call it, he'll win the race.
He's doing excellent, and he's just outside the distance for a slipstream for Presidio. Now Presidio would love to get a little closer, even if he's in second, just ride on that air. But J-Rod's not allowing that, which is a very smart move. Just stay just in front so that you don't give him the slipstream.
Yeah. Oh
really good
yeah.
race so far.
Yeah, we've got a really good race, man. I mean, Igor's still sitting in third. Francisco is hot on his heels, though. Patriotic, he's right in the middle. He's the middle man. 7-second deficit between Francisco, but yet he's 12 seconds ahead of Venom. Venom, meanwhile, is nursing a 2.5-second lead over Apex. Now, it looked like Apex, Venom, and I think that's it. I think they're the only ones that pitted last lap. Now, Igor's gonna have to pit soon. I mean, his tire wear is definitely showing. He's got less than a quarter tank of gas. I'm not gonna be surprised if he pits this time around.
Yeah, and he's taken some turns a little wide, and Francisco is licking his chops right behind him because he's got fresh tires, and he's seeing them slip and slide, so he's gonna really... And there he goes, yep.
Yep, there he goes, alright. Go on in there.
And that's what Francisco was just waiting for, is for him to pick us. Then he can have an open road. He's got 16.7 seconds to make up, and that's a lot of time.
Oh yeah, Francisco, he has got to put the pedal to the metal. I mean, he just ran his personal best of 138.16, so, you know, he's starting to show his consistency. I think he was just in a funk at the beginning of the race. That or he might have been drunk on maple syrup also, I'm not sure.
Something was going on there, definitely, in the first few laps, but I think now he's starting to settle in again. He's got a lot of time to make up, but if anybody can do it, I think he can.
Yeah, but here's the biggest thing. Look at his fuel and his tires. I mean, his tires are fresh. Fuel, he's sitting at 3/4. We're going to jump up here to Presidio. He's got quarter tank. Tires are pretty much worn out. J-Rod's got less than a quarter. Tires, same with him. Just about wore out. You know, and these pit stops are probably about a 20-second, 30-second pit stop, so...
J-Rod thought it best to stop, yeah.
Yeah, and that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you were saying 20-second stop for a pit. You got to factor that all in, right?
Yeah, now let's take a look here. Francisco is stopped. Work together. Alright, so it looks like he's getting pretty frustrated with this race.
Yeah. And he's using up his overtake trying to get up front. So he's banking on that he's going to not need it in the end. Because he's using it now.
Yeah, it gets a little bit wide, but he is now in first place. And then Presidio here, he is going to look to try and take the position away from Patriotic and be in second. J-Rod.
And J-Rod is coming up too, right?
Yeah, this is going to get good. This is going to get good.
All of them with fresh tires. But still, Vasco is still not steady with that car yet.
He is not.
Gives Presidio a chance to pass him up.
Yeah, and then J-Rod's going to try and go on the inside, but almost spins out. Looked like Francisco got a little bit squirrely there, maybe didn't catch J-Rod going on the inside.
Yeah, I think Vasco was trying to go really wide to give, I think it was J-Rod enough room, and he went so wide that he was touching the sand there and almost lost it.
Yeah.
But it was because he was trying to give him enough room. So now Vasco has his sights on Presidio.
Ah, the classic rivalry.
First and second place.
Yep, go figure.
I mean, they're separated in points by, I think, 21 points or so. So Vasco has 21 points over Presidio. We'll see how this all plays out.
Yeah, especially if Presidio gets this win, I think that gap's gonna pretty much close.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Vasco, through all that turmoil, is now nice fresh tires. He's got half a tank of gas, and he's in second place right after Presidio.
Yeah.
Presidio has fresh tires and more fuel, so let's see how this strategy works out for Vasco as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's gonna work. I mean, it looked like he pitted at the end of lap 7. Because if you look at his times, I mean, lap 8, he ran a 1 minute 32 second lap. So, judging from the times there, that was probably his out lap. And if I'm doing my math right, which I'm probably not, he might have to make 3 stops if he continues with this strategy.
Yeah, plus he's really revving that car and really pushing and using the overtake to make up for some lost time. That'll use his fuel, and he's going to come up short a little bit. So he's banking on making that position up, and just the better driving that'll carry him through.
Yeah, now looks like Venom is challenging J-Rod for 4th place. Venom managed to get cleanly past him. Francisco almost spins out, so he lost a little bit of time there. Patriotic sitting in a very pretty 3rd position. Venom's going to go on the inside, manages to pass him pretty well. I mean, a little bit of contact, but not enough to make a difference.
Just barely contact, but he did squeeze by. I think it was a clean move.
Yep, but no,
you leave
that
door
wasn't.
Open, someone's going to walk through it, right?
Yeah, and then J-Rod gives Patriotic a little bit of a love tap there. Manages to lose the spot, and J-Rod's not going to give the position back, but that's going to be a tough call to make.
Yeah, didn't see that. We'll have to look at the replay later.
Yeah, I had it on blast. But there's Patriotic getting revenge.
Yep.
Coming out of nowhere.
Oh, wow. There's some battling going on. Ooh. And J-Rod does tap Patriotic again. And they're pretty much battling for that 4th and 5th place.
They are. They're duking it out at the moment. And right now, I think it's pretty much let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about a 5-car battle for 3rd.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And even up front, Presidio is still ahead, but he's only half a second ahead of Vasco. Vasco has made up some great time.
Yeah, he has. He made up a lot of time. And I need to make a correction there, because I told you I didn't pass 1st grade. It's actually a 4-car battle for 3rd.
I didn't catch a mistake, so I didn't pass either.
Let's take a look here. J-Rod trying to get past Venom. Venom is not having it. J-Rod's going to go on the outside. I think he's going to try and overtake Venom here at this carousel. Let's see what happens. Nope. No bueno. Or maybe. Oh, drag race.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, we got ourselves a drag race, man. That's good stuff. Good racing.
These guys are just... Oh, they're bumper to nose.
Yeah, ooh. Man, this is close racing. Clean racing, too.
And J-Rod's using some of that overtake, plus a slipstream. It's going to be interesting to see who breaks first here, and if they can go around it nice and clean. And Igor wants a piece of the action as well.
Oh yeah, Igor's craving it. I mean, he was sitting pretty in third for a good chunk of the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's what J-Rod is feeling too. They were both driving and up in front of the pack, and then they lost some momentum, and they're still hungry for that because they know how it feels to be in front.
Oh yeah.
And look at Patriotic challenging J-Rod as well.
Patriotic gets a little bit of contact from Igor, but still nothing horrible. Igor is going to go past him, so now we have Red Bull in 4th and 6th.
Well,
There we go. Yeah. Ugh.
Almost can't keep track. I mean, they're battling so much.
They are. It took me a minute there to realize they were not 4th and 5th. They were 4th and 6th. All right. See,
yep.
see,
Patriotic
point proven.
And Igor are fighting. Point, oh my goodness.
Point proven. Point freaking proven. Now let's go right along with J-Rod here, showing the back bumper. I want to see the battle between these two. Between Igor and Patriotic. I mean, we've got some good stuff going on.
Oh.
Whoa, and something happened there.
Yeah, J-Rod pushed Venom out of the way a little bit. It was unintentional. J-Rod slowed down and let him go, which was nice. Good.
Very Canadian of you.
Very Canadian.
Very.
And this is a tricky turn when you're 3 or 4 across. As you could tell, there was some paint passed around there, and Patriotic takes a pit stop.
Yep, which is
and
not a bad move.
On soft.
Yeah.
Most everybody else is on super soft, so it's a little more difficult to take those turns on softs. And now we can't forget about first and second place.
We can't. we do this.
Presidio's leading, yeah.
We do this every race.
I know.
But it's not our fault. I mean, they're putting on a show for us from 3rd all the way to 7th.
It's hard to look elsewhere when these guys are fighting so much, but let's give them a little bit of love. Presidio's up in front, 3.5 second lead over Vasco. Better fuel, better tires, but Vasco is still trying to keep up and make up that time that he lost in the early part of the race.
Yeah, and that proved very detrimental.
And you can tell, now that he's on his own, there's nobody else around. He's taking those turns very, very fast, because there's nobody else around. So he is catching up. He is making up that gap.
He is. He's making up valuable time. Now, it looks like he's going to just go ahead and pit here, which is a smart move, especially with only 8 laps remaining. You're going to have more than enough fuel, more than enough tire to finish the race. So, now we got Venom 2nd, J-Rod 3rd, Igor 4th, Mr. Tabasco last, Apex 6th, Patriotic 5th. Let's see, Presidio, he is sitting pretty, man, at first place. 9.5 second lead. Half a tank. The whole,
decent
pretty
tires.
much, yeah, everybody else behind them is just duking it out, so they're losing precious time.
Yeah, and if he can stretch that lead just a little bit more, and he's been doing it, he's up to 10 seconds now. When he pits, he's able to get those fresh tires and run the end of the race with brand new tires and just enough fuel to get him by.
Yeah, and it looks like J-Rod is trying to move up to 2nd there. Venom, he's clearly he's gonna have to pit either this lap or next lap. I mean, tires are done. Looks like they got Joey wear installed on them.
Well, I got rid of it, so I gave it to somebody. I guess that's who got it.
I think
there goes J-Rod.
Yep. I think they play hot potato with that Joey wear.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't come back to me, it's fine.
No, it shouldn't come back to you. You're the creator, so you pretty much what you did is drop kicked it into a group of racers and said, "Have fun," and I promise this is candy. Come to find out, it was Joeyware.
Yep.
Tasted very rubbery. I had it last
Venom
race.
stops.
Yep. So good move there.
Yeah, he needed that pit stop, and now, towards the end of the race, he should be able to go through.
Yeah. I'm curious to see. No, he's not going to make a full stop. He's probably going to come out. Yep, 3/4 of a tank. So good work there. So while all that's going on, Presidio's just having the time of his life. 11-second lead. J-Rod second place. Francisco right behind him. He's clearly got the better tires. Igor 4th, Patriotic 5th, Venom 6th, Apex 7th. And that's how we do it.
Yep, Patriotic now, he's got softs on, fresh tires. Igor in front of him has worn tires, so he's getting frustrated because he can't pass him, but he's got better tires.
Yep. Oh, goes on the inside,
wow.
Passes him. Man, what a move. What a move.
That surprised me because I was watching Igor and I just saw Patriotic just shoot through. And Francisco's moving in on J-Rod. Let's take a look at this turn, the way they're going to take it. He's taking the inside.
Yep. Yep, but J-Rod's going to have the advantage there. We're going on the inside. Spins a little Vasco in the grass.
They both went off. It was a perfect move. And I think J-Rod handled it perfectly. Gave him enough room, but then, you're anxious to hit that throttle, and it spun him out.
Yeah, but great recovery. It could have been a lot worse on both Francisco's and J-Rod's part. And luckily it did not end up costing them the race.
Oh, Igor, I think, just passed the pit lane.
Did he really? Oh, man.
Yeah,
come on. That is something you do not want to hear.
Inside my head, I was yelling at him, "Don't do it!" And Presidio still, he's running a perfect race right now. Just perfect. The turns and everything he's doing, he's just off on his own, no pressure, and he's almost 14 seconds ahead, which is incredible.
Yeah, you know what I think? It would make this a perfect race is if he pit this lap, fresh tires, he only has to fill up his tank probably to about between the half and the 3/4 mark, and still probably have about a 1 or 2 second lead over Francisco, who has about half a tank, little bit more worn tires, but not much. And speaking of which, we got Patriotic wanting some of the action.
Yeah, he's knocking on Vasco's door right now, and he's got decent tires, but they're soft, and he's probably banking on going all the way with those.
And that is a smart move.
Now we got Venom behind Patriotic, who's behind Vasco. So there's, if you want that third place or second place here, I don't know what we're fighting for. You're gonna have to take it from these guys.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to like punch them, kick them. You're pretty much gonna have to throw your whole body at them just to get to third or second place. I mean,
nobody's giving it to you.
Yeah, no. They're not gonna have it.
And Vasco knows that. He took that turn really in a risky way, just flying through, but it paid off because he separated himself from Patriotic just a little bit more.
And J-Rod goes past now. He is now in third place.
J-Rod's running an awesome race today.
He is running one heck of a race. I think we're going to have to interview him after this one because, I mean, he's been doing great. I mean, this will probably be his first podium, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, let's, I'll ask my statistician here.
Okay. That's not that monkey that we hired, was it?
Yes, it is.
Man, I always hated Patricia. But, ooh, looky there. Francisco thought he had the lead there, but Presidio comes out. Look at that. Brand new tires.
Wow.
Half a tank
Brand new
of gas.
tires. How are you going to catch him now?
Yeah, 2.5 second lead over Francisco. Dude, if you screw this up...
But I tell you, pressure does
know.
a lot to drivers, you know. So some drivers can handle somebody right behind them, and some drivers can't. Let's see how this plays out, because the pressure and, you know, looking at the rearview mirror and seeing Vasco, that would scare me.
It scared me too. I mean, I'd be terrified. I would... You know, there's been many times where I thought I was running a good race, and then before you knew it, Francisco is right behind me, ready to take first, and, you know, I spent a lot of nights sitting in the cockpit of my cars, bawling my eyes out because of that.
I believe it. I believe it. I'll tell you, but if you look at the times between Presidio and Vasco, Presidio is not letting up. And he's actually adding tenths of a second here and there. So now he's up to 2.93 seconds. And Francisco is having a tough time keeping up.
He is. And if you look at their lap times, too, I mean, Presidio's been scary consistent. I mean, let's see, lap 20 ran a 153 because he pitted. But before that, 140.6, 140.1, 140.9, 140.6, 140.5, 139.2, and a 140.9.
That's unbelievable, right? From the very beginning.
That is why he's winning. Now you get a Francisco, yeah, you're in second place, which is wonderful, but 138, 139, 140, 141. Lap 17 was a pit lap, 16 was 158, 15 140, 14 141, so he's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, and he had a rough start, so he had a lot of makeup to do to be able to even just get settled and get into the race. And if you're looking at him now, as he's racing, you can tell he's just trying his best to catch Presidio, but Presidio now's got a 3.4 lead.
Yeah, I mean, he is just easily dominating this race.
And it looks like from the very beginning he settled in and he was just driving, you know, not worrying about everything else, and he's still doing the same thing. Somehow he found his chi or somewhere that he's just able to concentrate and just drive his race, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, and speaking of chi, I mean, you know, he probably ate his green tea Kit Kats before the race, so that's probably why he's so calm and focused. And,
maybe.
And I believe green tea is a good source of caffeine, ain't it?
Yeah, black tea as well.
Yeah, black tea. So he's probably had a whole bag of Kit Kats, and you know what? Good for him. Good for him, because it's paying off.
It is, and if you're looking at his driving, it's just smooth, right? Right now, he's just driving a line, and little by little now he's up to 4.2 seconds lead. Now it just dropped down a little bit. But if you compare his driving to Vasco, and Vasco is very erratic right now, and mostly because he's trying to catch up.
Yeah, but it's clearly not working for Vasco. I mean, he's losing time. But I'm going to ride along in cockpit view of Presidio here and just look at the way he steers the vehicle. Look how calm he is. I mean,
and that's the difference. That's a huge difference. And I think Presidio had that calmness from the very beginning, from probably first or second lap. He's been driving that consistently and that calmly.
Yeah, and like I said, the lap times show it. I mean, he just ran his personal best at 137.9.
I could almost see his smile from here, right behind that helmet, behind that visor. I could pretty much see him smiling right now.
Well, of course you can. I mean, if you look at his visor, there's like golden rays coming out of it from his smile. It is that glorious.
Plus, on these straightaways, guess what? He has a lot of overtake left.
He
so
does.
He's using that to separate himself.
He's got a ton, and it's awesome.
And Francisco, as much as he can try to catch up, he has no more overtake left because he used it trying to get back, from that earlier issue in the beginning. So it looks like Presidio might pull this off unless something drastic happens.
Yeah, and I think he's got it in the bag. But meanwhile, we've got a battle for third place between J-Rod and Venom. Venom just about a second behind J-Rod, but he keeps gaining time, or gaining ground on him. So I'm curious to see.
A lot of these drivers hold on to that overtake, right? Because they know Slipstream is there. They know that the boost is there. So they keep that overtake in their back pocket for those last rounds. And some of it is paying off right now.
It is. Now, J-Rod's going to go ahead and use some of the overtake, but what he doesn't know is Venom clearly has more overtake than J-Rod. So, kind of curious to see what happens here. Looks like Venom's going to go ahead and use his overtake. He's going to pull a last-ditch effort to pass J-Rod.
And our P1 Presidio is just making that last turn. You want to maybe take a look at him.
Of course I'm going to take a look.
Checker flag.
Yep, there he goes. Wiggles the steering wheel. Good driving.
Good job.
Francisco's second. J-Rod's going to hold on for third place. Great
Very
job.
Nice.
Venom fourth. Patriotic fifth. Igor sixth, which he crossed over the pit line, but that's not going to matter. Apex finishes in seventh.
Wow, what a race. I mean, there were a few times that I didn't know how it would turn out, especially since there was some issues. But from the very beginning, we saw Presidio take dominance over this race, and he held it all the way through.
He did. He did more than held it. I mean, he took that track, body slammed it, pinned it to the ground, looked at it dead in the eye, and said, "You're mine."
That's right.
Look at that glorious picture.
That was awesome.
Let's get him on here. Yeah, let's do an interview. And then I think we should interview J-Rod as well. He ran a wonderful race.
Very impressive. He had a couple incidents where he kind of lost a little bit way up in front of the beginning, but he still managed the podium at the very end.
Yeah. Yep. Why, hello there, race winner.
Well, hello there, Mr.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, congrats on that win, man. You absolutely dominated that whole race.
It was pretty smooth. I mean, I just was... I practiced and I practiced, and my crew put a great package underneath me, and everything was tuned just the way I like it, and I think my pit strategy was conserve fuel and just get out front and stay away from mayhem and just turn my laps, and it seemed to work out.
I think whatever parts that your crew put into your car, they must have taken out of Vasco's car.
Yeah, we were watching Vasco for a little bit, and it got dicey, but...
I noticed on the first couple laps, he was a little squirrely. I don't know if it was his network, if his car suspension was off, or if, he was trying to eat his nachos a little bit too early. I don't know what he was doing.
Well, we had reports earlier of Vasco pouring maple syrup on the steering wheel in the steering column, so we're going to have to get some sources or some other sources to confirm that. But overall, great race. I'm going to kick you out now because I want to talk to J-Rod. Looked like he finished third for the first time this season, I believe. So, yeah. He did. Yep. I don't think he's left yet.
I'm trying.
No. It is. It is. They're like, I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my family, RWB. Which, RWB is your family now.
That's right. That's
right. Ooh, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see if J-Rod will come in here, because I would like to talk to him.
Very colorful guy, excellent driver, as he proved today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, congratulations, J-Rod.
Wait, I don't hear him.
Yeah, so I'll... Cupcake's in the background, wanted to interview you, but it seems like he can't hear you. But, we were commenting on how good
I can hear now.
Praise Jesus.
But no, congrats on third place, man. You were in a brilliant race. And you had to put up with a lot to get to where you're at, man. So, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I tried to stay consistent with it, and that pretty much worked. I mean, of course, everybody was running up behind me. I got behind a little traffic for a little bit, and just dealt with it, and until eventually opportunity came. But yeah, just consistency.
Classic battles between you and Venom. We were watching some of that.
Oh, yeah.
Just back and forth. It was just incredible to look at.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you have this same kind of battle last season at this same track?
I think so.
It looked
just a little thing we have.
Yeah, it looked more like a dance than a battle, man. It was beautiful driving on both of your guys' parts.
Yeah, trying to pass and yet trying to stay clean, trying to leave space, trying not to punt.
And this track doesn't give you much space, right? So you got to take it where it comes.
Yeah, the race line is pretty. Even though it's a wide track, it's a pretty narrow race line if you want to stay fast. So, consistency. That was the main thing with this track.
Yep, and patience.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on the podium. Excellent race. When you look at the replays, you'll see how well you actually drove.
Oh, definitely. I will be watching this later.
Yeah, but great racing, man. I hate to tell you this, but get out. Yeah, congrats.
A lot of fun to watch.
That was a ton of fun, and it's always that mid-pack that gives us the show. We try to pay attention to the front, and you just can't.
It's not as exciting, right? Especially when someone like either Vasco or Presidio take off, and they're just, it looks like a practice run, right? How could you not look at these guys duking it out in the back?
You can't. That's a simple answer. I mean, you just can't. But we're gonna wrap it up here, and I believe next week's race, where is it gonna be? Interlagos?
I believe so, but
I think it is. Yes, it is. It's Interlagos.
Okay, good. And then there's a makeup for the East Division.
Yep, because a couple commentators decided they wanted to mess with the East side, and you're going to start a turf war if you do that.
That's right. That's right, man.
So, this is your boy, Cupcake, and Mr. Joey Cannoli. And don't forget to check out the website, rwbracing.com, and check out our Facebook page as well as our group. And I'm going to say it right now. Thank you, Flex Tape. Yeah.